So in Islam, we believe that homosexuality is not a moral lifestyle. Right? We do not believe this is something that is naturally ordained by our Creator. As in other religions, if you look in the New Testament, you can look in Romans, if you look in the Old Testament, look in Leviticus, and so on. Some religions have started to change that. Like they've decided to change whatever's in their actual books and their ideas and so on. We do not believe in that. We believe that our Creator created us with a natural method. You know, how do we have children? A very basic, natural method. Whether you're a Muslim or not, you would say, you know, men, women, children, right? Men, no children, women, no children. Not a natural method. If somebody has those inclinations, that is something that is their own inclinations, but that is not the method that the Creator has created. So in Islam, homosexuality would be forbidden. Go ahead.
Okay, but the Creator created them to be that way.
Sure. So let's ask that question, right?
Does that not also mean that their natural way?
Sure. Let's talk about it. Let's say somebody has a bad temper. Like, let's say I have a bad temper, right? Does that mean that because I naturally have a bad temper, it's okay for me to cuss people out or something like this, right? People have different inclinations. Some people like to fornicate. Forget about homosexuality. Let's say somebody just likes, just doesn't not satisfied with the spouse. They want to have different people every night, right? That may be something but that's their test, right? But that is not the natural method that humanity was created for, right? Adam and Eve. Right? So, it's not Adam and Steve, right? So, if you look at that natural method, it's man and woman. If anybody has any kind of personal leanings that are against that natural method, that is their issue to work out with themselves, right? If somebody's attracted to an animal, for example, that's maybe natural. I mean, it could happen. But that doesn't mean that just because they have that inclination that they should act upon it. Go ahead.
Yeah, so my question builds upon this topic of homosexuality.
Go for it. Build on.
So, based on, you're Sunni Muslim, right?
I'm Muslim, alhamdulillah, from the Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah, yes.
Alright, so according to Sunni Islam, the great scholars like Ibn Taymiyyah and Baz,
sure.
What is the punishment of someone that does homosexual act?
So, first thing, according to Sunni Islam, seems to indicate that there is like more than one Islam. Right, which there isn't, right? The Islam is based on the Quran and the sayings of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. So whether you're whatever name you want to give yourself, there's only one Islam, right?
So like other sects are not even Muslims.
Like what?
Shia, for example.
What's the Shia?
Sect of Islam.
No. What's the difference between Sunni and Shia?
Well, several different
right.
Like,
do they follow the Quran?
Yeah, but different positions, of course, you know, about like Khilafah and stuff like that.
But Khilafah is... Sure, I do know the history. But the point being that if somebody has a political disagreement, that's not a religious disagreement, right? But if somebody worships other than Allah, like somebody says, oh, Ali, help me, instead of saying, oh, Allah, right? If somebody worships a grave, right? That takes you outside the fold of Islam. It's not about labels or names. Read Al-Fatiha, right? Are you Muslim?
No.
No, okay. So, have you read the Quran?
I have.
All right. The first chapter in the Quran is called Al-Fatiha, right? I'm sorry?
Yeah, I'm saying Al-Fatiha.
Al-Fatiha, excellent. So in Al-Fatiha, you say, إِيَّاكَ نَعْبُدُ وَإِيَّاكَ نَسْتَعِينُ. It is only Allah do we worship, and only Allah that we ask for help. So if somebody changes that to start saying, Ya Hussein, Ya Ali, Ya Fulan, Ya Nabi, Ya Abdul Qadir, whatever sect they may be from, they are taking themselves outside the fold of Islam, right? So in the end, Islam is only one Islam. What is in the Quran and what the Prophet ﷺ said. Ibn Baz, Ibn Taymiyyah, rahmatullahi alayhim, these are just scholars of Islam, right? If you want to talk about the punishments in Islam, hudud, then there are different types of hudud. If somebody does a sin in the privacy of their home, they're not seen by people, they're not known, then this is between them and God, right? Go ahead. If somebody's doing sins that is going to be corrupting society, whether it's not just homosexuality, if you're talking about fornication, if you're talking about alcoholism or any of that, then they will have their own punishments. And those will go by the time in society. Meaning here in America, for example, we do not have any legal system to be carrying out punishments. right? But in other countries they do, like in Saudi Arabia and other countries, and then you should go to the scholars of that country and ask about the situation and their rulings. Cool. More questions? Go ahead.
So I guess my question is kind of about how you almost sort of like can define like different sins or just wrongdoing. So when someone's gay or homosexual, that's not a choice, that's just how they are. But then like consuming alcohol or eating pork, things like that, that is a choice.
Sure.
So why do you think that?
Good question. Are there people that are genetically predisposed to alcoholism?
Yeah.
There are. So wouldn't you say that for them to get drunk, get in a car, hit somebody would be okay? Because genetically, the entire different races, I don't know if you guys take genetics here, but you can read, that have predisposed towards alcoholism, right? But that doesn't mean it's okay, right? Having that desire is not a sin, but carrying out the action is a sin. You understand what I'm saying? You know?
Well, I don't agree, but I know it.
Well, I mean, yeah, you don't have to agree, but I just want to make sure I'm clear, right?
Yeah.
Meaning, if somebody has a desire towards homosexuality, that desire is not a sin in and of itself. Right? But them to carry out the action is against what? Every religious text, from the Torah, from the New Testament, from the Quran, and other religious texts have forbidden it. You can look up the Bible yourself, Leviticus, Romans, New Testament, Old Testament, it's there. Right? So, carrying out the action. Right? Now, it's not just about homosexuality. Let's say somebody is predisposed to being violent. There are people that have a predisposition. We can, in psychology and genetics, we can even take it down to certain genetics, right? Does that mean that it's okay for them to carry out such action? No. So, more questions?
I just want to say thank you for the lecture. Inshallah, we all benefit from it. This might be, I don't know if this is a big question, but I know people are wondering probably like, how do I become Muslim? You know, so can you touch on that? And is it okay if they like sinned before, you know, they did
Sure.
stuff, they had tattoos or whatever?
Okay, great question. How does somebody become a Muslim? When somebody recognizes their creator, that there is one creator, there's none worthy that should be worshipped other than the one creator, that is the first step. Right? Then, when they accept that that creator sent prophets, all of them, from Adam to Moses to Abraham to Muhammad, Jesus, peace and blessings be upon all of them, as prophets of God, not kids but prophets, this is the next step, right? When they have this, then they're Muslim. In their heart, they already have the belief. They say the testimony, and that enters them into Islam. Right? Whatever somebody may have done in the past, or whatever evil inclination that you may still have, are not an effect. Right? Meaning, if somebody in the past was somebody horrible and they did drugs and drunks and all that kind of stuff, all of that will be wiped out, turned into good deeds. You will get the reward for leaving that and coming to that which is right. Right? And then, even if you have some struggles that you're still going through, doesn't mean you don't become Muslim. You accept Islam, and then all of us struggle, always have some evil inclinations that we try to fight our selfishness and try to follow that which God has created and ordained. Right? So that is the acceptance of Islam and what happens to it. All right, more questions? Go for it.
So if the practice of Islam is supposed to follow the rules like revealed by the prophet of your time, would
Yep.
that mean following the morals of like Judaism, Christianity is like now considered outdated?
Excellent, you said it perfectly. So if we were in the time of Moses, we would follow Moses. In the time of David, we would follow David. In the time of Jesus, we would follow Jesus. In the time of Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon all of them, we follow the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. But we as Muslims, we believe in all those prophets, and we love all of them, and we respect all of them. You will never see a Muslim disrespecting Jesus or drawing paintings or cartoons of Moses or Abraham or any of them. We love them. We believe in them just as much as we believe in the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon all of them. We have such respect for Jesus and Moses and Abraham that even when I say their name, I say alayhi salam, peace be upon them, right? But everybody follows the Prophet of their time. So if we were in the time of Jesus, we would be followers of Jesus. But right now we're in the time of the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon both of them. We follow the Prophet Muhammad. Today, peace and blessings be upon him. Today, if we try to follow earlier Prophet, it would no longer be applicable. Just say you get those updates on your iPhone, right? Can't go backwards with those. Apps won't work. All right, questions? More? Anything? Go ahead.